Welcome! It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, well, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
Lauren Perkins has always dreamed of being a mom. After a difficult year trying and not being able to get pregnant, the idea of fertility treatment no longer seems so scary. She and her husband David decided to vacation in Nicaragua to consider their next step. The couple, along with some friends, did exactly that. While there, Lauren spoke openly about her struggles to conceive. One of her friends, a priest, calmly replied, "Someone up there has big plans for you. I don't know what, but it will be great." At the time, it sounded strange. Lauren would soon realize that the words really did carry some weight. After the trip to Nicaragua, Lauren returned to Texas. She didn't think much about what the priest had said during the holidays. Rather, she and David had decided one thing. They wanted to try artificial insemination, the simplest method of assisted fertilization. Lauren was convinced it wouldn't work. She was meant to be sterile. But it did. Lauren finally got pregnant. At the first routine checkup, Lauren was told by the nurses that her HCG levels were too high. That meant there was a strong possibility that there was more than one child growing up inside her. Lauren and her husband were delighted with the idea that they could have twins or even triplets. They'd fought for so long to have a child that the idea of having more than one was too good to be true. Then came the ultrasound. An astonished doctor studied the screen for a few seconds and gave him the shocking news. The doctor said in a low voice, "I count 5 there." Lauren thought this was impossible. The doctor turned to the screen and then continued, "Wait a minute, I just found a 6th baby." The confused couple stared at the screen in complete shock. 6? Lauren and David were then faced with a difficult decision. Or they could reduce the number of children or keep them all. The chances of all 6 babies surviving the pregnancy were low. Having 6 at the same time carries a number of dangerous complications. After much deliberation, Lauren and David finally decided to give the 6 of them a fighting chance. Her doctors promised to do everything possible to ensure that all babies were delivered safely. The hospital went to great lengths to avoid complications associated with delivery. On Monday, April 23, 2012, in the morning the day arrived, Lauren was in the 30th week of her pregnancy. Children born before 37 weeks are considered premature. A total of 35 people from the hospital gathered inside the delivery room. As the labor progressed, the doctor needed the help of 6 nurses prepared to receive each baby as it entered the world. It's not an easy task, and it's certainly fraught with stress. I was nervous and excited at the same time. I was starting to realize this was real. I was going to have 6 babies, Lauren said. It took a total of 4 minutes to deliver all 6. Andrew, Benjamin, Caroline, Leah, Allison, and Levi weighed between 1 and 2 pounds at birth. Lauren said, "I didn't expect to see my babies until the next day, but each baby's team passed them past me one by one on their way to the NICU, and I was able to touch their little fingers." The children were not healthy enough to be with their parents for the first few days. At 4 days old, Allison was the first baby in a stable enough condition to be held. It took the nurse 10 minutes to connect all the cables and monitors so Lauren could hold her. But what a feeling. At that moment, when I was able to hold my baby, was when I became a mother to sextuplets, Lauren explained. The first weeks were crucial in the baby's lives. Her parents were still concerned about complications that could lead to disabilities, or in worst case, death. Fortunately, all 6 of them recovered, slowly but surely. After many intense weeks of love and care from the staff at the neonatal center, the family was able to support all their angels. 5 of the babies were able to go home at 4 months of age. Little Leah had to stay in the hospital for a few more weeks as she was the youngest and had struggled to have space inside the womb. She was literally buried under everyone else in the womb, Lauren said, so she didn't get the correct nutritional flow. Her brain was not fully developed. The families had a lot of support from their loved ones, which has helped them tremendously in getting through the most difficult periods. Donations have also come in from others, both family members and strangers, touched by Lauren's birth story. Lauren, of course, has high praise for all the medical staff involved. Without them, the children may have never been strong enough to go home. "My doctor was the best, and I'll always be grateful to him for the level of care I received," says Lauren. Plus the NICU staff who spent hours and hours preparing our children to go home and taught us the ins and outs of caring for premature babies. Many of these people have a special place in our hearts and in our family. Recently, Andrew Noah, Benjamin Luke, Caroline Grace, Leah Michelle, Allison Kate, and Levi Thomas celebrated their 6th birthday. The families adapted to a newer and fuller way of life. I call it semi-controlled chaos, Lauren told Today. We had to schedule, structure, and organize a lot, especially in the first year. The boys, Andrew, Benjamin, and Levi, and 2 of the girls, Allison and Caroline, are perfectly healthy today. Leah, meanwhile, has had things a bit more difficult as a result of her brain not fully developing before birth. She'll probably need her parents to take care of her for a long time. That said, she started school together with her siblings. She attends general preschool for children with disabilities, but she always gives 100% and laughs all the time. She's our sun, says Lauren. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.